Hey guys, it's Michelle here. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me and I hope you enjoy this video. So I thought I'd just do an introduction video to my channel because a lot of you don't know me over social media. I'm still at the beginning of my journey and I haven't really discovered myself over social media. So I really want to get started on that and keep going and to spread a lot of the knowledge and experiences that I have on social media to hopefully help other people, because that's one of my passions, is really just to help people to become their better self, which is what I've been doing for the past 3 years. So I hope you guys like this, and hopefully I can kind of help you guys in any way that I can with all the knowledge and experience that I have. So I'll be covering lots of many different topics over my experience on YouTube, and just to give you guys an example, some of it might be kind of mainly about veganism and what I eat, what I don't eat, exercise, food, recipes, stuff like that, what I eat in a day, vlogs and stuff like that. But I also kind of want to put my own spin on things and not just copy every other YouTuber out there who's a vegan, high carb, low fat, what they eat in a day and whatnot. I also want to talk passionately and strongly about law of attraction, because that's one of my main focuses, is to share the message that the law of attraction teaches and to kind of help people implement it into their life, because it's something that's changed mine and helped me get up from rock bottom to now kind of the more positive, happy, and just confident self that I am now. I'm a high carb, low fat vegan, so that means that I eat predominantly high carb foods, whole foods of course, so any fruits, vegetables, rice, grains, potatoes, mainly potatoes as well, bananas, dates, stuff like that. I keep my diet to a low fat diet, so I consume minimally avocados, nuts and seeds I don't really eat because I don't like them. Oils I keep to an absolute minimum, and salt as well I don't really consume at all. So I just thought I'd share my vegan story, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit and get to know me a little bit from my past and who I am today. So I first discovered veganism in year 10, which was 2014. I came across a girl's page called Christy Swaddling. Most of you will probably already know her. And I saw that she was on this vegan lifestyle, eating, fruits, veggies and whatnot. And I thought I'd give it a try. At the time, I was looking for something to help me lose weight and gain my confidence back again after kind of a rough patch throughout high school. So I was vegan for about 1 week and it was extremely hard. I was heavily criticized by everyone at school and nobody understood what I was doing. I didn't really know anything about it besides it would help me lose weight. And after a week of doing it, I gave up and I decided that it wasn't for me. So I started doing kind of like a high protein, low calorie diet. So I was measuring my chicken, my sweet potato, my rice, and my greens as well. But I would have about 100 grams of chicken, 50 grams of sweet potato, and a whole lot of greens. And that would be my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that was about 1,000 calories a day. And then every second day I would eat 500 calories a day to boost my metabolism and to fast. Now, that is a terrible idea. Hopefully that a lot of you already know that by now. I was deprived, I was sad, I was absolutely had no energy to exercise, yet I still forced myself to. I wasn't losing weight, my metabolism was getting slower, I was getting more bloated, I was really unhappy, and this lasted for about a good year and a half, a solid year and a half. So that was the beginning of my health and fitness journey. And then after that, it was November of year 11, so 2014, I met a girl at school and we were talking about how I wanted to be vegetarian. I think at the time I was vegetarian for a while before I went overseas. Anyway, so she mentioned that she was vegan and what she's eating. She's just eating any fruits, vegetables. She was just a a type of vegan that just eats anything, not specifically high carb or anything. So I started Googling veganism again. At the time in year 10 when I was vegan, I didn't know I was vegan, I was just eating fruits and vegetables. So I started Googling veganism. I did a lot of research, did a lot of YouTube watching. I searched all over Instagram, all over Facebook, all over Google for anything that I could find to teach me about being vegan. And I came across obviously Freely the Banana Girl and Durin Rider and Bonnie, and at the time Asina when she was still on social media, and you know, a whole lot of other people. And I came across the blog 30 Bananas a Day, which is Freely's vegan community website. And I just did a whole lot of research on there, Googled everything I needed to know, and learned a lot of YouTube as well, so what I would be eating. Came across the high carb, low fat lifestyle, and since then I haven't turned back. So that was in November of 2014, and it's now June of 2016. So I'd say it's about a good year. I can confidently say that now, that I will never go back to eating meat again. Anyway, so I became vegan, instantly became high carb, low fat, and began on a raw till 4 lifestyle. So I've been doing that ever since I've been vegan. So raw till 4, in case you don't know, is just a type of eating as a vegan where you eat a raw breakfast, a raw lunch, and then a big high carb cooked meal for dinner. So that was working in the beginning, and in the first 2 months of being vegan and high carb, low fat, and also raw till 4, I lost a lot of weight. Predominantly, I would say it would have been salt retention, water retention, and just being backed up from eating meat and dairy for my whole life. So in the first 2 months, like I said, I was a lot slimmer, a lot of things changed. I had increased energy and actually cured my chronic fatigue syndrome, which I had for the whole of high school, which made year 12 and even year 11 and so on extremely hard, because I could not go one day without having a nap. So this was a cycle that I went through for about 3 years, and it made high school very hard to concentrate. I was always tired, always had no energy and lethargic, couldn't exercise, couldn't do anything. And after 6 months of being on a vegan lifestyle, I noticed that I hadn't had a nap in 4 months. So that is something that I will never ever forget, and I will never go back to eating meat just because of that. But a lot of other things have changed in my life because of being vegan, and I think that the most important thing and the most thing that makes me wake up every day and know that I'm not going to eat meat and dairy again is because my mental clarity and the energy that I have and the capabilities that I have in my brain just to think clearly and balance out my emotions. I was going through a lot of terrible emotions throughout high school. So I would be happy, then I'd be really, really sad, and then almost close to depression. Then I'd be really angry and annoyed and frustrated. And I spent a lot of my time being annoyed and angry and frustrated at family, friends, my life, my body, my skin, my hair, my room, my belongings, my work, anything that was in my life, I was angry at and frustrated at. I honestly couldn't think of a worse person to be, but that's who I was at the time. And since just increasing my calories, being on a high carb, low fat lifestyle, the mental clarity that I've experienced and the balance of emotions, and I know now I'm the most, happiest person. I wouldn't say happy, but I'll just say I'm so content with my life. Everything I find just is radiated by 10 times more love. And I just see nature in such a different way. I see my family in such a different way. I no longer fight with my family for no reason other than me hating myself. I no longer hate myself. I no longer hate my body. And yes, I do have days where I don't like what I see in the mirror, or I don't like the imperfections in my skin, or whatever, or that I'm not as successful as other people. But having this diet, like being on this lifestyle, really has helped me to realize the better things in my life, and it's really, really just helped me to appreciate my life and gratitude and be grateful for everything. And I can't express enough how much carbohydrates have done for me Literally, just eating carbohydrates has changed my life, let alone all the other things that have come along with being vegan. But seriously, being a high-carb vegan on this lifestyle has seriously been the most amazing journey, and I'm still getting there. I'm still not eating this, the right amount of calories every day. Sometimes I slip up, sometimes I eat too much fat, sometimes I don't drink enough water, sometimes I don't exercise, sometimes I sleep too late. But I just don't compare myself to the people like Freely who are doing it perfectly every single day, because that's her goals and that's her achievement, but I'm not there yet. I'm seriously 8.5 years behind her, or 7.5 years behind her in her journey. I can't look at her and say, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and be exactly like Freely and drink 10 liters of water a day and sleep for 12 hours and whatever, because that's not achievable for me. I'm going from drinking, alcohol and going out all the time and, taking drugs and just being worried about boys and parties and sex and popularity and all that useless shit that got me nowhere, to being a more positive person. My love for life has returned, and I've become this person that 3 years ago I would have looked at and said, that's such an unattainable goal. And I don't want to be the type of person on social media who people want to be like. I have a friend and she's getting messages from someone who is trying to be exactly like her and is buying the same clothing as her and is done her hair the same as my friend and is posting the exact same photos as my friend. And you know what? I guess that a lot of people go on social media to look for goals, and a lot of the time I've done that and looked at, certain Instagrammers and certain YouTubers and thought that I wanted to be like them, but I don't want to be that person who everybody finds as a goal. I want to inspire that change in someone for them to become their own goal. Because I hate the fact that young girls and even, 18, 19, 20-year-old girls are trying to become this unattainable, unrealistic idea of what goals is on social media. So that's just a kind of preface that that's not the type of YouTuber or Instagrammer that I want to become. I want to inspire that change in yourself to become your best version of you. I don't want you to look at someone and think that, okay, that's my goal. I want to be as thin as her. I want to be as pretty as her. I want to be more as successful as her, even more successful as her. No, you have to be the best version of yourself in terms of your body, your health, your hair, your skin, your success, your career, whatever. You cannot look at somebody else's life and choose that to be goals, because that's not part of your experience and that's not going to happen for you. You have to find in yourself that change that's going to cause you to want to be better than anybody else, but for yourself, not for them. It's so important to honestly just fuel your body right, eating whole foods. You will experience so many different benefits. And there's honestly not one negative thing that I've experienced that's lasted from this lifestyle. And my puppy. Anyway, it's enough for me or anybody else on social media to tell you what I'm experiencing and hopefully get you into it. You need to try it for yourself. And if you're watching this video or watching any other YouTubers' videos that talk about veganism and raw till 4 or high carb, low fat, you're already halfway there. All you have to do is try it. And honestly, I don't think that you're going to be disappointed with the results if you just stick long enough to it. Anyway, so I'm ready to get back into it, which is why I'm jumping on YouTube and hopefully using this as a platform to meet other people so that I can help them through my struggles as well as them helping me, and also just to keep myself motivated so that I do receive the total amount, 100% positivity out of this lifestyle, because I think sometimes with the busy lives that everyone has, we kind of let ourselves slip and we put work or family commitments or whatever above ourselves, and I think that's when you don't eat enough and you don't take the time out of the day to appreciate yourself and appreciate your life, and that's where things can get a bit jumbled up and messy in your head. But I want to get back into this. I'm putting my all into my YouTube channel, and I really just want to see the positive effects that Raw to 4 can completely have for me. I will be putting heaps of stuff up. I will be making YouTube videos, hopefully weekly, and then every second day, and then every day. I really just want to get committed, get into this. I want to help inspire people and hopefully connect with people who can inspire me too. As I said, I'm still at the beginning of my fitness journey, so I'm just trying my best, and I hope that you guys do too. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to put many, many more helpful tips and tricks and my experiences on here. And stay tuned for all the other things that I have. It's going to be so exciting. So thanks guys for joining me, and subscribe below. Thank you.